Good morning and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking about makeup and how I got this look and the fact that I am meeting my BFF, my best friend forever, for our breakfast brunch date today, and talking about long-term friendships and the importance of those and some tips to make sure that those long-term friendships last. If you are interested at all, please continue watching, and thank you for coming to my channel. Good morning, and thank you for joining me while I get ready for the day. I'm going to be putting on my makeup and everything as we talk. I am super excited today because today I am going to be meeting with my best friend forever, my BFF. She and I don't get a chance to get together very often. She lives in another town, and we both, of course, have very busy lives between our jobs and our families. We just don't have the opportunity to get together, and of course, because we don't live in the same town, we don't get to hang out on the weekends kind of thing. So we definitely have to pick a date and time and location so that we will get together, and we have to put it on our calendars, and we have to keep that commitment, because if we don't, again, life gets in the way. And if you have a dear friend, you really want to make the time to be with them. I'm going to show you what I just put on my face. This is the e.l.f. Poreless. It's called the Poreless Face Primer. I put that in my T-zone because that's my oily spot, and I like to plug up those pores so it doesn't look so porous right there. So I do that. The next thing I'm doing is going to be putting on this NYX Honeydew on my cheek area. The reason I like it, it's got gold flecks in it, so it gives you a little glow underneath your makeup, but it also has collagen in it, which is very important to your skin. If you want your skin to retain a certain flexibility and glow, you want to work with collagen-induced products, and I always work with or look for products with hyaluronic acid in them, because that helps your collagen plump. And ladies, we get to a certain age, we need our collagen to plump. So that's my base. In addition to all of those benefits, it helps your face makeup to stay on and retain its initial look of coverage. And of course we want that. I'm also going to prime my eyes because I'm going to be wearing a little bit of eyeshadow today. I'm not going for a glam look. Today's just a comfortable, I get to see my BFF look. I love it. I'm so excited. Like I said earlier, it's been, my goodness, I think it's been almost 8 months since last time we saw each other. So what we try to do is find a meeting point, because she's at one end and I'm at the other. We find a halfway point, so neither one of us is having to travel 3 hours in a day to see each other. We are able to pick a halfway point, and then we just spend several hours at that halfway point. Today, we're going to be meeting for breakfast brunch, if you will. Our goal is to be there at 11, so I'm gonna need to get out of here by really 9:30 at the latest. And we're gonna be, I don't know if you have one of these where you are. It's a diner, and I think it's kind of like a Denny's in that it's a lot of places, but there's actually not one in the town that I live in. But it's Black Bear Diner. They have the best pancakes ever. They have the best pancakes. She and I discovered it, and we're like, okay, if we're going to mess up on a quote diet, this is where you go. Make it worth your while. That's the one thing I say, ladies. I've been trying to watch what I'm eating because I'm getting older. My metabolism has changed, and I'm not able to drop the weight like I used to. I used to run, and I loved it, but I have something going on with my hip, which I have yet to determine what it is, and the pain is so debilitating that I've not been able to run, so I'm not as active as I once was, which means that if I haven't changed my eating habits, I'm put on weight, which I did do. I put on about 20 pounds. So I have been trying to go high protein, low carb, and that has worked for the most part. I don't watch my fat intake, I watch my carb sugar intake. and I dropped about 8 pounds so far. So, but I'm not even worrying about that today. This is getting together with my BFF forever and having some Blackberry Diner pancakes. I'm gonna enjoy them. I'm not gonna feel any guilt because tomorrow I can go right back at it. Today, it's all about being with my friend, enjoying life, and catching up. What I was just putting on my under eye area and some red zones on my face is the Bye Bye Under Eye by IT Cosmetics. If you watched my previous Get Ready With Me video for my son's graduation, you saw that I used this. As you saw before I put it on, I have very deep under eye pits, and so I like to cover them up before I put my face makeup on. So that's the initial, then my face makeup, then I will put on my Catrice cover up on top of that. So it's kind of a process for me to cover up the dark holes on my face. So I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna get my beauty blender, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to get my makeup sponge and my base, and I'm gonna be putting that on. You can see right behind me, I'm actually in my kitchen. So I'm gonna pause for a moment here while I wet my beauty sponge, because you want that damp to apply your face makeup. So give me one moment while I do that. Okay, I'm back. So I've got my beauty sponge that I've dampened and my face makeup. This is what I use, the Maybelline 24-hour full coverage. And I use this in the color 112. So this, as I shared in my previous Get Ready With Me video, I am loving this. This is full coverage, very affordable. It was $11.99 at Target. And as I shared previously, I have used high end, I have used low end, and this right now is my absolute favorite. This is my go-to. I love it. So it gives me the full coverage, and it stays pretty much all day with very little, I don't carry powder in my purse, so I'm not one of those individuals that will powder down their face at makeup throughout the day. So it stays. I don't do that. I will powder down with a dusting of loose powder at the end of this, but I don't do that throughout the day. I just don't have time, don't want to carry that much makeup with me. I guess powder compact's not that much makeup, but I just have not fallen into that habit. I have like a little mirror with me if I want to put my lipstick back on, that type of thing, but I don't carry a powder compact with me. And I like loose powder, so I powder at home before I leave for the day, and that's it. But anyway, as I was saying, I am going to be meeting my BFF for our breakfast brunch at Blackberry Diner, who has the most delicious pancakes ever. And I was thinking about this, because we've been friends forever, since our 20s, and our lives have gone down different paths, and we moved to different towns, it's very difficult at times to maintain that friendship. If that's something that's valuable to you, you need to make the time, as busy as our lives get, to do that friendship, to make time for that friendship. So like I said, we will schedule it. We text back and forth, what's a good date? All right, what's a good time? And bottom line is you gotta keep to that commitment. You can't let other things in life get in the way of it, because honestly, life's always busy. Something's always gonna come up that you have to, I mean, I'm not talking about an emergency, obviously, or something like that, but some other social engagement, you have to just say, I'm sorry, I've already made a commitment. Especially when they're far away from you, and they're willing to make that commitment, you too have to keep that commitment. That's important. I will tell you, I had an epiphany not too long ago. I hadn't heard from her, and I hadn't heard from her, and I hadn't heard from her, and I had gotten a new phone, and my old phone had taken a dive, so I hadn't been able to transfer over the contacts. And I started thinking, I should have heard from her by now. I should have heard from her by now. Which made me realize she always reaches out to me and then I respond. I don't reach out to her first and then respond. So I was looking all over. I was looking on Facebook, which she wasn't on. I was looking on, I actually searched in search engines for her name. I was becoming a detective to find her, and I finally tracked her down. And she said a comment. She goes, I said, you know, something about I hadn't heard from you. I hadn't got a response. She goes, well, oh, email. I got her through email. That's how I finally did it. And her response, I said something like, hey, I hadn't heard from you. And she kind of responded back and said, well, honestly, I just figured you were too busy and I didn't want to get in the way. Friends, when I read that, my heart stopped. My heart stopped. I get a little emotional thinking about it, but I got this black hole in my heart and in my stomach, and I thought, you haven't done your due diligence in maintaining this friendship. She has. And there comes a point, I think, in everybody's lives where they get tired of being the one constantly reaching out. As valuable as a relationship or friendship is to them, why do they have to do all the work? They shouldn't. If it's as valuable to you, you will put in the work too. So now I make sure to reach out to her periodically of things that I know would interest her. And I make sure, if I'm not able to pick up the phone at the time she calls, to at the very minimum, give her a text back, letting her know I can't talk now, but can I call you back at, and I name a specific time. I say, I'm going to call you back at, and I made that commitment to both her and myself, because a 20-year friendship is not something to throw away if it's been a good friendship. So take the time. If your friends mean anything to you, take the time to make the time for them. That's my little wisdom pearl of the day kind of thing. Okay, you saw that I got my face base on. Again, I used my little beauty sponge. Love it. I think it puts it on so smoothly. So now I'm gonna curl these eyelashes. I'm not someone who does fake eyelashes. Number one, in my day-to-day business life, that wouldn't really be appropriate, although they're becoming more common. Everyone wears them. In fact, some of my teammates wear them, and I don't think anything of it because they're so common, but just for me, I haven't fallen into that. Plus, they take that much more time to do, and honestly, I'm a girl who likes to get it done quick in the mornings because I've always got like 5 other things I'm doing in addition to getting ready for work. So I don't want to take the additional time. I like to do eyeliner, but again, that takes time, and because I'm already running up against the clock this morning to get out, I'm not going to be doing eyeliner. So I'm going to be doing a more natural, everyday, it's summertime, I don't want to look heavily made up look, but I want to look done. You know what I'm saying, ladies. So right now, I'm going to be using my Tartiest Pro palette. I love it. And I'm going to go into my crease with, I'm going to turn this around so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. Indie. It's this color right here. And it's just a nice neutral. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go into my crease with bold. Nice, neutral, warm color. I'm going to build off of that. Just in the crease, up above a little bit. This is going to be the color that I build off of. This is just a nice base to build off of. Nice, warm. These are very blendable. I love the quality of this palette. I'm high and low end, so I'll buy, price point doesn't influence me. Well, let me say, price point doesn't influence me, but it does. And I hesitate to spend too much money on makeup, but this was actually a gift from my hubby, so he knows what a girl likes. Not to say I wouldn't have bought it. I don't know that. I kind of try to give myself a budget on how much money I'll spend on personal items. So that's just, I'm warming it up, warming that crease up. That was bold. So now I'm going to, and again, you'll see behind me, you see cabinets. I'm in my kitchen again because I wanted to set up so that I can put all my makeup out in front of me. And again, like I shared in my last video, my Get Ready With Me video, normally, like the rest of us, I'm getting ready in my bathroom over my bathroom sink. That's, again, not ideal for videoing, for videotaping. So I moved everything to the kitchen. And what I really am doing, I'm facing the light. So this is natural light. Like I spoke about in my Get Ready With Me video of my son's graduation. Natural light is what we get seen in. So if you can get ready in natural light, I recommend it. So now I'm gonna go in with Pro Fresh to deepen up that crease. Again, I'm going for a light, natural nude look. Obviously, it's not truly nude. You saw me truly nude, so we don't want that. We don't want that. So I'm just deepening up that crease subtly with the Pro Fresh. Windshield wiper motion, soft brush. I do a little, just like this, a little swirly right here to kind of bring it up a little bit. Just like that. I like that color. It's very subtle. I love that. So then I'm taking my, and again, I'm sorry, I don't have, I don't even know. These brushes are just drugstore brushes. This is actually an e.l.f. brush. This is a pencil brush from e.l.f. And I'm going in with Fierce. So it's a little bit deeper shade. I'm gonna go in with Fierce. And I'm going to take that and my lash line right on the corner. Give it a little depth. I love this little pencil brush. Oh, so it didn't cost very much money. Got it at Target probably. I'm a Target girl. And then you see I'm gonna take it on the corner of my eye. I'm gonna take it up a little bit because again, I'm not lining my eyes today. So I do wanna give some attention to the shape, which is what lining your eyes does. Pops your eyes out, gives attention to the shape of your eye. Gives you that bolder look. So I'm not going for that bold look, but I do want to give some definition to the shape of my eyes. Just like that, softly. Then I'm going to take my little tight brush, little tight bristles on it. See, I love that for tight lining. So giving a little bit more depth to your eye area. And to do that, I'm going to take Edgy. Take the color Edgy. I'm holding on to the plastic because I like to keep the plastic on these so the powder doesn't get anywhere. So that's Edgy. Is what I'm going to take to tight line my under eye. Taking it right up to the lash line. I sweep it out a little bit because again, I'm trying to give definition to the corners of my eyes, kind of give them that lift. Ladies, you want your eyes to lift a little bit once you get a certain age because the whole concept is to bring everything up because gravity makes everything drop. So we're fighting gravity, ladies. That's what we're doing here on the Dee Marie channel. Let's fight that gravity. Okay, then I'm gonna take my blender brush. Again, just a little, no name brush, short bristles to blend that out a little bit because I'm not looking for harsh lines today. I just want to give some definition and depth to my eyes. Just smoking that out just a little, softly smoking that out. See, it's very soft. No harsh lines. Okay. And then I'm gonna take, this is a Morphe brush. Again, there's no number on it because it was part of a pack. I'm gonna take the color Classic to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm taking the color Glam, the little highlight color Glam, and just hit the arch just to give that a little bit more pop. Then I love to hit the inner corners of my eyes because they're deep pits. I like to try to bring them out. So if you put a lighter shade anywhere you have pits in your face, it gives the illusion of bringing it forward and creating space between the eyes. Just create that space. I love illusions. So that's what we're doing on that. Okay, I think I want to, I'm just making this up as we go, ladies. I didn't have a plan in place. I don't know if that's evident, but anyway, I'm gonna warm up the upper portion of the eye a little bit more by going in with Innocent. That's that color right there, Innocent. It's a light, kind of a pinky color. I don't know if you can catch that in the camera. I'm just gonna softly, barely touching the skin here, little circular motions, just on the top of that dark rim. Softly, little circular motions, barely touching the skin. Just warming it up a little bit with that Innocent color. Kind of like a, I don't know, whenever I do something like this, it reminds me of a sunset. You know, you've got the color and it's deepening as it goes down, like how the sun sets. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what it always reminds me of. All right, there we go. I'm gonna take my big blender brush now and just soften all those lines. Just go over the whole lid with my blender brush to soften all of those lines. Blender brush. Just swirl it around softly, just blending everything so we don't have any harsh lines. Take your time. It doesn't take that long to do it. Just softening everything up, that's what we're doing. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in on my lid, which I haven't done yet, and I'm going to be putting in the, oh, I like this color. I'm gonna be putting in, I think I'm gonna go in with India again. This color right here. Take your flat brush and pat it in. I know some people would have done that first. I'm just doing it as I go along, ladies. Because Lord knows you could always add more. Yeah, I like the way that looks. I like that. Soften it up again, I'm just blending it. You know how I do, I like to blend, 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 blend. Okay, good. Okay, I think I'm done with the eyeshadow at this point. So I'm gonna put that away. And then I'm gonna grab my, I shared this with you last time, I'm using the Lash Primer by Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild. I love this. It seems to just give my lashes a little bit more of a bump. And this was, like I said, this was Target clearing out an area, so it was under $5. $5? I'll give it a try. It's just a little hack if you're wearing waterproof mascara and you want it to come off a little bit easier. Do use a lash primer. So the mascara I'm using today is just drugstore brand, the Colossal Volume by Maybelline. I love the little cat. So I like the wand on this actually because it's thin and little enough it gets in those lashes. Can you see that? There you go. With those dark cabinets behind me, I realized you couldn't see that, so. Can you put your mascara on without holding your mouth a certain way? My mouth always has to be open. I don't know why. Okay, there's it. There's my eyelashes. They don't look like fake or anything like that, but I think they stand out enough. I think that looks pretty. I like them. So I have hazel eyes, and I am wearing a kind of a greeny blouse today, so I'm going to line my water eye with this NYX crayon. It's moss green. It's the SPE 929. So just in my waterline. Again, I can't do anything with my eyes without holding my mouth open. What's that about? Can't stop myself. All right, so that is good. So now we're going to go in with our contour and our blush and warming up the face. So I use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate. It's a flat bronzer, but I also use it as my contour powder, so it's multifunctional. So I'm using a big fluffy brush just to warm up the face. Going in under the cheeks here, on the outer edges of my face. Big fluffy brush. Give my face some dimension. You can see I have kind of a long angular face. I like to soften up those lines a little bit. Go under the chin, ladies. Create some depth there. As we get older, that depth disappears. So I want to create some depth there. Just warming up the outer edges, softening up the sharp angles of my face. Then I hit the tip of my nose because I have this long face and I'm trying to trick the eye to soften the edges of it, to soften the edges of this face. So then I take a more angled brush and I hit that, hitting this again, my Too Faced, and I just kind of carve out a little bit under these cheekbones. This layers nicely, so that's the one thing about this. I've had this bronzer for, goodness, I mean, I've hit pan. I've had it forever. It's lasted me for well over a year, and I use it daily, so it was worth the money. Then I'm taking this little brush right here, and I like it because it's got this little point on it, and it's solid. It's a solid brush, and this was a Sonia Kushak. That was a gift from my daughter, Sonia Kushak brush. And I just hit under this lip to like make it seem like they're a little bit more poutier because I have little lips. Just trying to work with what I've got, ladies. Trying to work with what I've got. Like I do with my organizational videos. I'm trying to work with what I got. So I'm trying to make the best of the situation. Okay, so that is done. I'm going to take my big fluffy brush and kind of dust my face all over with the e.l.f. powder. Normally I would have done that after I put my base on, but I was too busy talking, so I lost track. So my apologies. If you think, why is she doing that now? Shouldn't she have done that before? Yeah, I should have. And I just softly set my makeup with it. I'm gonna actually sweep it under my eyes a little. I don't bake like I previously shared because I do have so many fine lines, which I have earned, by the way. I have earned those fine lines. And baking, although it sets your makeup, will cause those fine lines to like really pop. I do bake it right here in those pits, in those dark circles that I call my eyes. Oh my gosh, look at my hair. Because I really want that to last as long as it can. Okay, I want that to last, people. So anyway, sorry, I got out of my normal routine because I'm talking. So okay, so that's all good. Dusted with a big fluffy brush. Again, this is just a no-name brush, just a big fluffy brush that I've had for years. Like I said, you take care of your brushes take care of you. That's right. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little glow on. I love a little glow. So I'm using my Laura Mercier Highlight 01. Laura Mercier Highlight 01. Love it. I like a fan brush. I know different YouTubers use different brushes, but for me, for right now, I'm digging a fan brush. I like the way it applies it. Put it on before I put my blush on, but that's because I was too busy talking. But that's okay. I can put a little bit more on. There's nothing wrong with a little bit more glow, ladies. We can do some more glow. So I'm gonna go with my two favorite colors, which on this one I've actually hit pan. It's this one and this one. It's the Morphe palette 9N, and there's no names for these blushes, so I can't tell you what to pick up, but I hit the apples of the cheeks. And these colors are intense, so these have lasted me, gosh, it's been almost 2 years now, and I wear makeup daily. I'm not a special occasion girl. This face gets made daily. So I'm just gonna talking, so I'm being rough. But I kind of hit, again, I want to soften and bring a flush of color to the face. So I do this to give it that flush of color. I'm going to soften that up a little bit. I know it's a little harsh right now. It's catching it pretty harsh in the camera, but I'll soften that up a little bit. It's not really that as harsh as it seems to be picking up in this camera. I am pulling my hair back and you guys are seeing me in all my glory. Okay, so let me put this away. So if you've gotten a little bit too much blush like this and you want to soften it up, just take your beauty sponge, because you still have makeup on it, and just kind of hit that softly to soften it up. You're not completely covering it up, you just want to tone it down a little bit. And that little bit that you have on your sponge will do the trick. In addition, I've got some powder on there too, so that'll soften that up nicely. Okay, so let me come back. I'll just put a little bit more glow on, because I like my glow. And I have little lips, so I like to hit that Cupid's bow, hit it hard. Tip of the nose, because I'm tricking the eye. I want my nose to look a little bit shorter and look like it's turning up a little bit, so I hit the tip of the nose and the light catches it. See that? Hit that nose. This is a subtle highlighter. This is not one of those glaring highlighters. Now, the other one I like to use is a little bit more bold in its presentation. And it is the Pixie London Luster. Pixie, can you see it? London Luster. This is everything. I love it. So I'm gonna hit the corner of my eyes again, because I'm trying to create space between these eyes. And I'm gonna really hit that Cupid's bow right there. Take it up a little bit. I know, it looks like I have a shiny mustache, but ladies, it works. Once the lipstick gets on, it does give you the appearance of a poutier, fuller lip, which I don't have full lips, so I need that. I need to trick the eye. So I'm gonna do one more little fluff. Boy, you guys are seeing it all today with my powder brush. Okay. I am gonna get my lips on, straighten my hair, get my jewelry on, and I'll be back with the finished product. Stay tuned. Hello, thank you for coming back. This is me, all finished up. Got the earrings on, got the lips on, straightened the hair. Didn't curl it today because I don't have the time. I gotta get on the road pretty quick here to meet my BFFs, make my BFF date. And it's about an hour-and-a-half drive from here. Like I said, we meet in the middle so that we can spend that time together. So we'll spend probably about 3 or 4 hours just catching up. I feel sorry for the waitress at our table, to be honest with you. Don't worry, we always leave a good tip because we know we're taking up space. But they actually know us there. Every time we go in, they're like, oh yeah, we remember you. Probably because we take up about 3 or 4 hours at the table. But anyway, if you have learned anything from my video, whether we're talking about makeup tips or long-term friendship tips, please comment below and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Consider sharing with a friend if it was in any way beneficial to you. If you are interested in any type of organizational video or making the best use of a small space, please consider looking at my other videos. I think that they may be beneficial to you. With that being said, this is Dee Marie, wishing you all a blessed day and encouraging you all to bloom wherever you are planted. Have a great day. Thank you.